Hello students, in the video number 1, we had seen the classification of economy into sectors, primary, secondary, tertiary sector on the basis of the nature of the work, organized, unorganized on the basis of following rules and regulations, public and private sector on the basis of ownership. So in this video, in the second video, we'll be discussing the meaning of underemployment, how to create job opportunities or employment opportunities in primary sector, then difference between public sector, private sector, organized sector, unorganized sector, and most important one is the benefits of workers of organized sector and problems being faced by the workers of unorganized sector. And finally, in this video, we will also be discussing the benefits of public sector, how public sector better than private sector. So these are all things we will be learning in this video. Come, let's learn now. We have understood that contribution to GDP from primary sector is low because of one reason, that underemployment. Underemployment made the first sector, primary sector, to contribute less. What is underemployment? Underemployment means hidden unemployment. So the correct picture is not shown. It's also called as disguised unemployment. Disguised means it doesn't show the correct picture of unemployment. It seems to be people engaging in employment, but their contribution is less, sometimes zero also. Why it happens? Because there is no other go for the people of India, uneducated people, unskilled people. Inevitably, they have to depend on agriculture. So whether it is necessary or not, even if some people removed from the agriculture, total production will be the same. So extra people, those who are engaging in agriculture, their contribution is zero, sometimes less, very less. Such type of employment is called as underemployment. So one of the reasons of less contribution to the economy by primary sector is underemployment. So now our challenge is how to create employment opportunity. So there are so many ways to create employment opportunity. So let us see which are the ways that can be implemented to increase the employment. The first one, see here, the list has been given, to provide irrigation facilities. If you provide irrigation, then people start engage themselves in agriculture work, because our agriculture is mainly depending on monsoon rainfall. It is uncertain, unevenly distributed. So if you provide irrigation, then people engage themselves in economic activity. So their eyes crop even in the time of summer. So this is how irrigation facility work. Then infrastructure. Infrastructure means facility that make economic activities to run smoothly. That is what we call infrastructure. Infrastructure may be transportation, then electricity, education, and insurance. These are all come under infrastructure. So we have to provide infrastructure, particularly transportation in agriculture areas. It is very important thing to provide infrastructure, means transportation, so that the farmers can transport their agriculture produce to the market easily. So such type of infrastructure has to be developed. Then cheap agricultural credit. Cheap agricultural credit means bank has to provide a loan for less rate of interest, so that the farmers can purchase agricultural implements and employ them in production process. So agriculture can be improved if we invest more in agriculture. It creates more job opportunities. Then identify and promote local industries. So local industries has to be started, cottage and small scale industry, so that the people in agricultural off season, then they can engaging themselves in cottage and small scale industry, so which can we can avoid hidden unemployment. Then government implementing rights to work. So many laws have been um, passed by the government to provide employment guarantee. One such act is in 2005, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So that is the major program to provide work for everyone. So in the next slide, we are discussing about that. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which was passed in 2005. The important thing is 100 days of work will be given by MGNREGA Act. So 100 days of work will be given by the government. If government fails to provide 100 days of employment opportunity for the rural people, those who are below average income, that is BPL people, so they'll be provided 100 days of work. If government fails to provide the 100 days of work, they'll be given unemployment allowance. This is the major act which has been passed by the government in 2005 in order to provide employment for rural people. The other sector is called as organized and unorganized sector. So what is organized sector? Organized sector means, see here, the enterprise or place of work where terms of employment are regular. Terms of employment are regular and they register in government and they follow rules and regulations. Such type of organizations are called as organized sector. So these organized sector that provide so much of benefit to the workers. What benefit organized workers are going to get? So we are watching in next slide. Organized sector workers are going to get many benefits such as security of employment. So they can't be removed easily. Then fixed number of hours of employment means they have to work with fixed number of hours. Working hours will not be extended. Then if it is extended, then they will be paying more for extra hour of duty by employers. So this is one of the benefits. One, they are enjoying the employment security. Second one, fixed number of hours working. Then if they work overtime, they will be paid for extra hours of duty, and employers, they'll be providing some other benefits that will be seen in the next slide. So organized workers, along with employment guarantee, employment security, then they are enjoying some other benefits like paid holidays. They'll be paid in their holidays. Then provident fund will be given. Then gratuity will also be given. Then medical benefits, medical facility will be given. Then safe drinking water, safe working environment, and even after their retirement, they'll be paid pension. Pension will also be given for such people, those who are working in organized sector. So this is the very important question asked in the examination. Frequently they will be asking this: what are the benefits enjoyed by organized workers? So you have to list out the points. One, employment security. Second one, they will be having particular number of working hours. If it is extended, they'll be paid for extra hours of duty. And next one, they'll be given provident fund and gratuity, and even medical facility will be given, and facilities like safe drinking water and safe environment, working environment, and even after retirement, pension will also be given for them. So these are the benefit enjoyed by organized workers. So in the other hand, what are the problems faced by unorganized sector workers? So before discuss the problem of unorganized sector, we should know what is unorganized sector means. Unorganized sector means, we have already in the previous slide, we have seen what is organized sector. So opposite to that is called as unorganized sector. That means their firm will not be registered in the government. They are not going to follow any rules and regulations of the government. Such type of organizations are called as unorganized sector. So unorganized sector workers, they are exposed to so much of hazards, so much of problems. So let us see what are the problems they are facing. One, they don't follow any rules and regulation, first of all. Second one, they are low paid. They paid very less, and even their employment is not regular. They may be asked to leave the working place, resign from their job at any point of time, and there is no provision of overtime. Even working hour can be extended, and no paid leaves, no paid holidays, and even if you take leave in the time of sickness, that uh, they are not going to pay for these type of workers. These are all the problems of unorganized sector workers. So unorganized sector people, they pay very less, and there is no paid holidays. Even they fall sick, they are not paid, and their employment is not secure, and there is no leave, uh, paid leaves, and they may be asked to leave without reason, and their employment terms will be based on the whims of the employer. If employer wants to continue him, he will be continued. Otherwise, he can ask the employee to go home at any point of time without job. So this is what the problems of unorganized sector. In this slide, we are seeing who are the unorganized sector workers in rural area. In rural area, agriculture laborers, that means landless laborers. Second one, marginal farmers. Marginal farmers means the farmers, those who are having very less number of land, less amount of land, maybe 1 acre, 2 acre. These type of farmers are called as marginal farmers. And then sharecroppers. Sharecroppers means those who share crop in other land. They will be working in others' land and they'll be taking share of the crop. Those are called as sharecroppers. Then artisans. Artisans like weavers, blacksmiths, goldsmith. These are all come under unorganized sector. And it is shocking news that 80% of them means in rural area they are engaging in unorganized sector. This is alarming them. In cities, who are called as unorganized sector workers, they are unorganized sector workers in cities are small scale industries, those who are working in small scale industry, and workers in construction areas, construction sites, then trade and transportation. So those who are engaging in the trade as well as transportation like auto drivers, cab drivers, those who are working in um, street vendors, means they are those who are selling things in street, and head load workers, hawkers, then garment workers, and as well as rag pickers. These are all the people who come under unorganized sector workers in cities. So large sector of economy is public sector and private sector. So the name itself tells that public sector means it is controlled by, organization is controlled and owned by the government. If the asset is owned by the private people, it is called as private sector. So public sector means it is controlled and owned by the government. Private sector means controlled and owned by private people. So that's the difference between public sector and the private sector. And having public sector, we will be getting more benefits when compared to private sector. What those benefits we are going to get, we will be watching in the next slide. The benefit of public sector is they are not working for earning profit, but private people, they work for profit earning. Then there may be question in our mind, if they don't earn profit, how to run the unit? So here in public sector, they meet their expenditure by raising tax. So through tax, they maintain their organization. But in private sector, they have to get the profit and then they can run the organization. But here, public sector is not working on the profit basis. They work for the benefit of the people, but expenditure can be met with the tax. First thing is, public sector is not working on the profit motto. Their aim is to provide benefit or service to the people. Second one is their expenditure is met with the tax. And next one, public sector provides such a service where the private people can't provide. Why? Because without any profit, they have to provide the service to the people. But such kind of work will not be done by private people. For example, maintenance of park, transportation, railway. See, these are all the things which they don't get benefit from those things. So such type of service can be given by public sector only, not by private. So that's the benefit of public sector. So in this video, we have seen the reason for less contribution by the primary sector. That's main important reason is the underemployment. The meaning we have understood. And next one is how to increase the job opportunities and the difference between organized sector and unorganized sector. And more important thing is, in the examination point of view, the benefits of organized sector workers and the problems of unorganized sector workers, and the difference between public sector and private sector, and the benefit of having public sector. What may be the benefits that provide by the public sector? These are things we have seen. Totally in this lesson, sectors of Indian economy, from the first part and the second part, we have understood the sectors, three sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary, organized, unorganized, public and private, and increasing importance of tertiary sector. Then in the second video, we have understood these many things which I have listed here. So that's all about sectors of Indian economy. Thank you.